Aman ya? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So in this occasion, I'm gonna tell you about Weeaboo. So without further ado, let's start it. So in this occasion, I'm gonna split the presentation to 4 points. The first is what is Weeaboo. The second is characteristic of Weeaboo. The third is differences between Weeaboo and Otaku. And the last is why Weeaboo always called bawang. So, sorry. So the first is what is Weeaboo? Actually, people who like watching anime can't be called Weeaboo. Weeaboo has a deeper meaning than just liking anime. The word Weeaboo is taken from the English slang Weeaboo, Weeaboo, which means non-Japanese people who have an excessive obsession with Japanese culture and act as if they are Japanese and live there. And then, in addition, they are considered unable to appreciate their own culture to a severe degree. This term has the synonym of Japanophilia. The word Weeaboo itself comes from a snippet of the Perry Bible Fellowship comic by Nicholas Gurwitch, which at that time did not have any meaning. And in the mid of 2000s, starting from the 4chan forum, which is a forum in Japanese people, this word thought of Wapanese or wannabe Japanese as a mockery to people who are maniacs of all things Japanese. So, Weeaboo is not an extension of anything, but a foreign absorption language. Next is the second point, characteristics of Weeaboo. What are the characteristics of a Weeaboo? Of course, there are several parameters that can be used to determine the characteristic of a weasel or weeaboo. First, it's clear that he loves to share his passion for Japanese culture. They will not feel ashamed about it. Not only do they like Japanese culture, they also don't hesitate to dress like Japanese people and use Japanese vocabulary to talk to other people. And next, and then you must be often meet people who often use Japanese words like Ohayo, Arigato, Konnichiwa, Eto, Daijobu, and etc. In addition, because they are often considered strange by others, a weeaboo tends to close themselves off from the outside environment and prefers a comfortable room. Even if they are going out, they most likely just attending Japanese festivals or becoming a cosplayer, like you see in the photos. And of course, a weeaboo also likes to collect merchandise that smells of Japan, especially from the anime or manga series that they watches. Another characteristic is that they enjoy listening to Japanese songs or watching Japanese films or dramas. And the third point is differences between Weeaboo and Otaku. The terms Weeaboo and Otaku are often mixed up. So they are often used interchangeably. However, there are many differences between the terms. Otaku is a Japanese term for people who are deeply involved in something. The word otaku itself began to appear in the mid-90s. The meaning of otaku itself can be positive or negative, depending on the placement of this term. Next, the meaning becomes positive if it is addressed to people who pursue a field to become an expert, while the negative meaning is aimed at people who are too fanatical about something, such as anime, manga, games so that they are less able to communicate with other people. That's the thing that underlies the difference that the difference between Weeaboo and Otaku. If Otaku are only fanatical about one particular topic, a Weeaboo is passionate about anything about Japanese. And the fourth point is why Wibu get called bau bawang, especially in Indonesia. Someone who has been referred to as a weasel or Wibu is often associated with bau bawang or smells like an onion. So what does it really mean? Uh, Bau bawang arises because the weeps are considered to rarely take a bath due to marathon watching anime for days, resulting in body odor like the smells of onions. In addition, this term is also considered to have arisen because at an event that smells of Japan, there must be a lot of weebu gathering and spreading a bad smell. So the conclusion is there's never anything good about being over the top, including a weebu who is too fanatical about Japan. It's okay to like foreign cultures as long as they don't overstep their boundaries and underestimate their own culture. So that's all from me. I'm sorry if there are many mistakes from me. Once again, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.